Here is something most of us over 60 are never told. As we age, our sense of thirst quietly fades. So by the time you actually feel thirsty, your body is often already running low. Researchers estimate that up to 40% of older adults are mildly and chronically dehydrated, and that can quietly show up as fatigue, dizziness, muscle cramps, and foggy thinking. The good news is that you do not need a shelf full of neon sports drinks to fix it. Some of the most effective hydrating drinks in the world are already sitting in your kitchen and your garden, and they come with minerals your body actually recognizes. I'm Timothy, and this is the Garden Pantry. Today I'm sharing 20 electrolyte-rich drinks that can hydrate you better than plain water. And stay with me, because a couple of them are old-fashioned kitchen liquids most people pour straight down the drain. One friendly note before we begin. Think of these as everyday support alongside water, not as medicine. And I'll point out who should be a little careful as we go. Here is the simple reason these work. Plain water is fine, but when you add a little sodium and a little natural sugar, your gut opens a kind of express lane. Sodium and sugar are absorbed together, and water follows them into your bloodstream faster than water alone. Add potassium, the mineral we lose most through sweat, and you have the same basic recipe doctors use in the oral rehydration drinks that have saved millions of lives. That is the whole secret. Now let's fill your glass. Number 1. Lemon, honey, and a pinch of salt water. This is the grandparent of every sports drink. Stir the juice of half a lemon, a teaspoon of honey, and a small pinch of salt into a glass of water. The salt gives you sodium, the honey a touch of sugar, and the lemon a little potassium and vitamin C, which is the exact trio your gut absorbs best. It costs pennies, and it is gentle on the stomach, which makes it a good first choice after yard work or a hot afternoon in the garden. Go easy on the salt if you watch your blood pressure. Number 2. Coconut water. Often called nature's sports drink, coconut water is naturally rich in potassium, with some magnesium and a little sodium. Potassium helps steady muscle and nerve function, and studies find coconut water rehydrates about as well as a sports drink for everyday light activity, with far less sugar and no artificial dyes. Pick an unsweetened one with coconut water as the only ingredient. One caution worth knowing: because it is so high in potassium, anyone with kidney disease or on certain blood pressure pills should check with their doctor before drinking a lot of it. Number 3. Watermelon juice. Watermelon is about 90% water, and the rest carries potassium, magnesium, and a natural compound called citrulline that supports healthy blood flow. Blend fresh chunks, strain it if you like it smooth, and add a tiny pinch of salt to turn simple juice into a real hydrating drink. It is one of the easiest ways to take in a lot of fluid without feeling weighed down, which is exactly what you want on a sweltering day. A small glass is plenty, since the natural sugar does add up. Number 4. Cucumber, lime, and mint water. When a heavy juice sounds like too much, this is the one to reach for. Thinly slice half a cucumber, add the juice of a lime, a handful of fresh mint, and a pinch of salt, then let it sit in cold water for half an hour. Cucumber and lime add small amounts of potassium, and the salt is what actually helps your body hold on to the fluid. Honestly, its biggest strength is taste. When a drink is this refreshing, you finish it, and a drink you finish is one that can do its job. Number 5. Orange juice with a pinch of salt. A glass of real orange juice already gives you a generous dose of potassium and natural sugar. The one thing it is missing is sodium. A small pinch of salt fixes that, and in small amounts it does not taste salty at all. It actually rounds out the flavor. This little upgrade turns your morning juice into a genuine electrolyte drink. Because orange juice is high in potassium, keep that same kidney and blood pressure caution in mind. And remember the natural sugar counts if you are managing blood sugar. Number 6. Low-sodium tomato juice. Here is a savory one that people forget. Tomato juice is surprisingly high in potassium, more than a banana cup for cup, and it carries lycopene, the antioxidant that gives tomatoes their color. Served cold over ice with a squeeze of lime, it is refreshing and genuinely restorative after time in the heat. Reach for a no salt added or low sodium version so you control the salt yourself, and a very small pinch is all most people need. It is a welcome change of pace when you are tired of sweet drinks. Number 7. Bone broth. Simmered slowly from beef, chicken, or fish bones, bone broth is a warm, savory way to take in minerals like sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium, along with collagen that is easy on the stomach. It really shines when your appetite is low, like when you are getting over a cold, because it delivers both fluid and minerals in a form that feels comforting. Sip it warm like tea. A homemade batch simmered for several hours is richer in minerals than most cartons, and you can freeze it in portions. Season it lightly if you have been sweating. Number 8. Miso broth. If bone broth takes hours, miso broth takes minutes. Just stir a spoonful of fermented soybean paste into hot, but not boiling, water. It is naturally salty, so it gives you sodium quickly, plus small amounts of other minerals. And because it is fermented, it brings friendly bacteria that support digestion. Keep a jar of miso in the refrigerator, and you have a warm, 2-minute mineral drink anytime. Choose an unpasteurized miso to keep those live cultures, and go easy if you are watching sodium closely, since miso is salty by nature. Number 9. A splash of pickle brine. This is one of those kitchen liquids most people pour down the sink. Pickle brine is very high in sodium, and there is some interesting research here. Small studies found that a swallow of it can ease a muscle cramp faster than water, most likely through a reflex in the mouth and throat rather than by replacing salt quickly. The evidence is mixed, so treat it as a folk trick worth trying, not a cure. A tablespoon or two is plenty. Skip it if you are on a low-sodium diet for your heart or blood pressure. Number 10. Beet juice. Deep red beet juice is rich in potassium and in natural nitrates, which your body turns into a compound that helps relax and widen your blood vessels. Here is what is exciting. A recent study found that beet juice modestly lowered blood pressure in adults over 65, an effect that was not seen in younger people. So this may be one of the more age-friendly drinks on the whole list. Its earthy flavor mellows nicely when you blend it with a little apple or carrot juice. If you already take blood pressure medicine, mention beet juice to your doctor, since the effects can add up. If you are finding these useful, this is a lovely spot to subscribe to the Garden Pantry, where we share simple, evidence-based food and hydration tips for living well after 60. Now back to the glass. Number 11. Tart cherry juice. Tart cherries carry potassium plus a rich dose of the same dark red antioxidants found in berries. They have been studied mostly for easing muscle soreness, but many older adults appreciate another gentle benefit, since tart cherry is a natural source of melatonin and is often used to support better sleep. Look for 100% tart cherry juice, not a sugary blend, and a small 4-ounce glass is enough. The flavor is bold, so feel free to dilute it with water or stir it into a smoothie. Number 12. Pomegranate juice. Prized for thousands of years, pomegranate juice offers potassium and an unusually high level of protective polyphenols that help the body handle the everyday stress of heat and activity. A small 4 to 6 ounce glass, or a splash topped with sparkling water, is a refreshing way to enjoy it without too much sugar. Choose 100% juice rather than a flavored blend. One important note for our audience: pomegranate can interact with some medicines, including certain blood pressure pills, statins, and blood thinners, so check with your pharmacist if that is you. Number 13. A small glass of prune juice. Prune juice rarely gets invited to the hydration conversation, but for those of us over 60, it earns its place. It is one of the richest drinks for potassium. It also supplies magnesium, and as a friendly bonus, it gently supports regularity, something many older adults quietly deal with. A small 4-ounce glass is all you need. It is high in natural sugar, so keep the portion modest, especially if you manage blood sugar, and keep that potassium caution in mind if you have kidney concerns. Number 14. A cold glass of milk. Milk is the most underrated recovery drink in your refrigerator. It naturally contains potassium, calcium, sodium, and magnesium, plus protein and a little natural sugar. And in a well-known study that ranked drinks by how well they keep you hydrated, milk actually outranked both water and sports drinks because the body holds onto it longer. The protein is a real plus after 60, when keeping your muscle matters. A simple cold glass after gardening does the job. If dairy does not agree with you, the next few drinks are for you. Number 15. Kefir. Kefir is a tangy fermented milk drink with a special advantage. Alongside potassium, calcium, and protein, it delivers live cultures that support a healthy gut, and a healthier gut absorbs minerals better. Blend 1 cup with half a banana and a handful of berries, and you have a thick, satisfying drink that hydrates and helps rebuild at the same time. If plain kefir tastes too sour, the fruit balances it beautifully, so there is no need to reach for the sweetened kind. It is a gentle, everyday choice. Number 16. A drinkable Greek yogurt. Thicker and more filling, drinkable Greek yogurt, or a homemade yogurt smoothie, is rich in calcium and protein, with useful potassium and sodium too. Because it is strained, the protein is concentrated, which makes it satisfying at the end of a long day when you want your drink to also carry you to your next meal. Choose a plain, unsweetened one, and stir in a little honey and a pinch of salt to round out both the flavor and the minerals. It doubles nicely as a light supper. Number 17. Buttermilk. Long before sports drinks, farmhouse kitchens cooled down with buttermilk, and in South Asia, it lives on as a spiced drink called chas. This fermented, tangy drink offers potassium, calcium, and a little natural sodium in a form that is light and easy to sip on a hot day. Whisk it with a pinch of salt, and if you like, a little cumin or fresh mint. It is cooling, it settles the stomach, and it is a wonderful traditional option when you want something savory rather than sweet. Number 18. A banana smoothie. The banana is the potassium king. One medium banana carries around 400 milligrams plus magnesium, and both are lost through sweat. On its own, a banana is a snack, but blended into a drink, it becomes real hydration. Blend one with a cup of milk or coconut water and a small pinch of salt, and you have layered several mineral sources into one glass, with just enough natural sugar to help your body absorb the fluid. It is filling enough to stand in for a light meal after a demanding day outdoors. Number 19. Coconut water and banana blended together. Take 2 of the best potassium foods and put them in one glass. Coconut water brings its balanced, blood-friendly mineral profile, and the banana doubles down on potassium and magnesium while adding body, so the drink is more satisfying to finish. A pinch of salt rounds it out if you have been sweating heavily. This is a wonderful choice after a long, hot stretch in the garden. Just remember that this is a big dose of potassium, so enjoy it in moderation if you have any kidney concerns. Number 20. A make-ahead electrolyte pitcher. We finish where we began, with the simple formula that ties everything together, because after 19 drinks, real hydration keeps coming back to the same 3 friends: sodium, a little natural sugar, and potassium. Combine 2 cups of water, the juice of 1 lemon or orange, a tablespoon of honey, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Keep it in the refrigerator and pour a glass whenever plain water is not cutting it. Nudge the salt up a little on heavy sweat days. It is your reliable fallback for when you do not have coconuts or cherries on hand. So there you have 20 electrolyte-rich drinks, from lemon, honey, and salt water and coconut water to broth, beet juice, and a cold glass of milk. Here is the simple way to remember it. Water is still your foundation, and these add the minerals that help your body actually hold on to it. And a gentle reminder to keep things safe. If you have kidney disease, heart failure, high blood pressure, or diabetes, or you take medication that affects your fluids or minerals, please run your favorites past your doctor or a dietitian first. And if you ever feel dizzy, confused, or truly unwell, that is a moment for medical care, not just a drink. Now, I would love to hear from you. What electrolyte-rich drink do you enjoy most? Tell me down in the comments. Give this a thumbs up if it helped, and I will see you next time here at the Garden Pantry.